This is Brendan from HCTV, just here to remind you guys that there is surveys on the Harper homepage to go and vote on the ballot proposals. This is for everybody that wants to go and vote, and it's held by the civics classes, so if you could go and support that, that'd be great.
On Friday's edition of HCTV, I implied that if Proposal 3 passes, there would be a lot of undocumented immigrants voting here in Michigan, and upon further research, that is not likely true.
Do your homework.
And carefully research all the proposals and candidates and check your facts. And don't forget to vote.
Good morning, Harper Creek. It's time for your school news.
Good luck to the swimmers and divers today.
Competitive cheer tryouts will be Monday and Tuesday, November 5th and 6th from 3:30 to 5:30 and November 7th from 5 to 7 p.m. You must have a physical on file. Sign-ups are in the office. Contact Coach Davis with questions.
Next Tuesday, November 6th, is Election Day. While there is not a presidential election this year, area voters will be voting on governor, U.S. Senate, U.S. House, State House, and State Senate races.
There are also a range of other state and local races, including several openings on the Harper Creek School Board.
Here is a special segment by students from Mr. Pennock and Mr. Hirsch civics classes about the 3 ballot proposals.
On November 6th, the legalization of recreational marijuana, possession, consumption, and distribution will be on the ballot.
This proposal would allow the citizens of Michigan aged 21 or over to have up to 10 ounces of weed in their homes and grow up to 12 marijuana plants for personal consumption.
If this bill is passed, it will allow the use of recreational marijuana for those 21 years or older, changing current laws restricting marijuana to medical use only. It will implement a 10% tax on weed that would provide funding for schools and road repairs, allow licensing to sell, and save taxpayers money that is put towards housing criminals jailed for marijuana charges.
If this bill is not passed, current laws will continue to be enforced, taxpayers will have to pay housing for those arrested for marijuana, and there would be no new revenue added to funding.
Legalizing marijuana for recreational use would decrease drug-related gang violence,
Save taxpayers money and keep people out of jail.
And allow easier access to marijuana for medical purposes.
On the other hand, there would be more exposure of weed to minors.
There would be a lot more driving under the influence.
And consistent smoking can lead to a lower IQ.
Proposal 2 is up for ballot on November 6th in Michigan. It is to change or amend the Constitution, creating a randomly selected group of voters to draw our district boundaries for the House of Representatives for 10 years. This will be affecting all voters within the state of Michigan. The group of randomly selected 4 Democrats, 4 Republicans, and 5 neutral party voters will choose where our voting boundaries in Michigan are.
There are some pros and cons to this. For example, there is less of a partisan influence, tipping power out of their hands and into someone else's. We also know who is influencing our voting districts, eliminating gerrymandering. Plus, all of their groups' meetings, data, and conversations are a public record. We can see all of it. But on the other hand, Proposal 2 may be costly, taking 25% of Secretary of State's budget. It also is unaccountable, and we are not electing anyone taking these actions. So even in an act of serious misconduct, we cannot hold it against them. Plus, we don't even know who is selected. Finally, the bill is very complex, adding too much to Michigan's Bill of Rights.
That was Proposal 2, so you should get out there and vote.
The third proposal automatically registers you to vote when you apply for your driver's license.
If you vote yes, you are choosing to make voting time more accessible and potentially make it faster.
You can obtain an absent voter ballot without a reason and a straight ticket vote, which means vote for all members on a political party.
Some of the pros of Proposal 3 include you have more time to register. Also, straight ticket voting speeds up the time you are in the voting booth. Straight ticket voting is circling one political party and voting for everyone else in that party.
More pros include absentee ballots, which give people the opportunity to vote if they cannot be there on Election Day. And lastly, Proposal 3 gives people with health conditions and less time availability the chance to
Straight
vote.
ticket voting can, yes, be a pro, but it can also be a con because it can cause uncertainties if people select the political party they are voting for, but they do not know who specifically they are voting for. On the day of Election Day, it can clog the lines due to people not doing it beforehand, and let's say 150 people show up one day, 30 people may not be able to vote because if everyone's trying to fill out their form, then some people may not be able to vote due to lack of time.
There will be a survey on the Harbor Creek webpage on Tuesday for students to vote on these 3 proposals. Results will be shared after the election.
Next week, there will be a magic show featuring 6 magicians on Friday, November 9th in the Harper Creek Center for the Performing Arts at 7 p.m. The show is for all ages and tickets are only $10 each. Tickets can be purchased at the door.
Don't forget to change your clocks this weekend.
This is Mrs. Grable.
And this is Shelby. Have a great Friday.